本日はご来場誠にありがとうございます。まもなく 2023NHK 杯国際フィギュアスケート競技大会アイスダンス、フリーダンスの競技を開始いたします。
Welcome to ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating 2023 NHK Trophy. In a few moments, we will start the competition for ice dance, free dance.
はじめにご来場のお客様にお願い申し上げます。会場内は禁煙です。おタバコをお吸いの際は所定の喫煙所をご利用ください。お席でのお食事は整氷中に限り可能です。また競技中の水分補給は可能ですが、その際は競技進行の妨げにならないように、また周りのお客様へのご配慮をお願いいたします。一般のお客様によるカメラ、携帯電話およびタブレット端末による写真撮影並びにビデオ撮影は禁止されております。また携帯電話はマナーボードに設定してください。緊急地震速報 J アラートが発表された場合は場内アナウンスでお知らせいたします。なお全席花束やプレゼントの投げ込みは禁止されております。また身を乗り出してのご観戦や演技中の大きな声での会話などは周りのお客様のご迷惑になりますのでご遠慮ください。お客様に規制退場のお願いです。競技終了後お帰りの際は退場時の混雑を避けるためブロックごとのご退場をお願いいたします。本日の競技終了後順を追って対象ブロックを発表いたしますのでアナウンスに従いご退場いただきますようご協力お願いいたします。
We remind you that smoking is not permitted in the arena, and flash photography as well as video recording is forbidden. Please set your phones to silent mode. Please also be reminded that it's strictly forbidden to throw any items such as gifts and flowers on the ice at any time. We thank you very much for your cooperation.
競技に先立ちまして審判団および技術役員をご紹
You're looking at the city that houses 2.7 million people. Major financial center in Japan is recognized as one of the most multicultural and cosmopolitan cities in Japan as we take a look at some of the beautiful architecture and wonderful scenery around this city. Watching the reactions of a lot of the skaters online, they are absolutely loving coming to Japan to skate because of the fans, but also the culture. Many of them have not actually competed here in Japan. They're absolutely thrilled with the excitement inside the building. Not normal, really, for figure skating events around the world. As we are live inside the building, as the audience comes in, we prepare for the free dance coming up first, which will be followed by the women's free, the pairs free program, and the final event, the men's free, a little bit later tonight. Some great skating throughout the day, no question. Many skaters battling for podium positions and those special points to qualify for the final in Beijing in early December. And a lot of them not in the running for the podium will be focusing on getting a personal best, finishing the Grand Prix series and getting themselves set up for the national events. The national championships, quite often the most nerve-wracking. The fans here in Japan, it's just remarkable how knowledgeable they are about the sport and how appreciative they are for everyone's programs. They're supportive of everyone, no matter where you come from. Really is a delight to witness a competition here in Japan. And it looks like the building's going to be full shortly. It's a Saturday. Yesterday, the building was not quite full. Not everyone could get off work to come and watch the events, but today may not be a seat to be had. Of course, the ice dance, free program, so entertaining. The 1980s theme for the rhythm dance, everyone working off that era, but not so in the free. You'll see so many different programs and approaches and stories to be told as we take a look at the standings and the start order for this event. Kind of three different groups, top two teams at the bottom of that list there. 4 teams, 5 teams in the 70s and 2 in the 60s, so may not see a lot of change in these results. There's a fair spread. Any major errors, of course, as we take a look at the officials for this event. Judges coming from around the world as we take a look at the technical panel as well. And you can hear that music coming up and the audience clapping. We know that the skaters are by the boards. There they are, ready to take to the ice. Trying to be calm in an exciting environment. Never an easy task for sure, and some just embrace it.
The skaters have
Here's a look at Sato and Tim from Japan. They'll skate first. And here we go.
From Japan, Misato Komatsubara and Tim Koleto. From the United States of America, McNamara and Spiridonov. From Canada, Marie-Jean Lauriault and Le Gac. And from the United States of America, Bratti and Somerville. Skaters, please start your 5 minutes warm-up.
Well, just looking at the costumes, you have to wonder what will the theme and the story be, and that'll unfold over the next little while. You have to love this discipline, so entertaining, but don't fool yourself. It is a difficult sport made to look easy. But the degree of difficulty of all the detail, and there's a lot in ice dance. It'll be very hard for even skating knowledgeable people to see. We take a look at the elements list on the lower left-hand side of your screen. Well, Sato said we saw many Japanese flags and banners, gained a lot of energy from that last night at the rhythm dance. We had many small mistakes, and it's our first international competition, so we want to do much better from now on.
At last season's 4 continent championships. Representing Japan, Misato Komatsubara
This
and
team has
Tim
not had
Koleto.
a lot of competition this season. But skating at home in front of a Japanese audience, nothing much better.
世界ジュニアチャンピオンに輝いた実績を持つマクナマラ選手とロシア代表として活躍していたスピリドノフ選手。
Lorraine McNamara and Anton Spiridonov. Lorraine 24, Anton 25. This team is 3 years into their partnership. They're currently ranked 6th in the United States.
US Nationals, and they are the silver medalists at the World University Games. Representing the United States
They're
of
9th in
America,
Angers at the
Lauriault
Grand Prix de
and
France and looking to improve on their
Spiridonov.
score and performance here in the final Grand Prix of 2023. And there is a look at the Canadian team of Marie-Jean Lauriault and Le Gac, who yesterday they said that it felt really good to be out there. The score was not what we expected, but we'll have to see and analyze what we have to work on. It's a pleasure to perform the 5th time in Japan. There's nothing quite like it.
Last season, they placed 6th at the 4 continents. This year, 5th at Grand Prix Series, France.
And just a little hint, their music is the Corpse Bride soundtrack, and they're dressed for it. This new and young and fresh team of 21-year-old Emily Bratti and 23-year-old Ian Somerville from the United States. They were absolutely outstanding yesterday in the rhythm dance. Bags of energy throughout the program. Ian Somerville said, "This is our very first time performing in Japan. We created this program as a kind of tribute to Yuzuru Hanyu, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to live up to the music that everyone knows." This was referring to yesterday's rhythm dance. And Emily said, "We feel like we had a good performance. Technical bit could have been a bit better. We'll work hard in the free dance." Last few moments of instruction from Marie-France Debray. Not so much instruction, just really talking into a feeling. Keep calm, keep alert, keep with the music. This team is so interesting in the programs and the stories that they tell. Last year was the Pink Panther. This year is the Corpse Bride.
1 minute left for the warm-ups.
And this is kind of the conclusion of the first part of the season. Next up will be domestic competitions, then the ISU championships, both European championships and the 4 continents. And of course, the World Championships. The Grand Prix final coming up early December in Beijing. Top 6 in each one of the categories will go to Beijing, as will the juniors. And you'll see that in early December. The battle of the best on the Grand Prix series. No question, in the discipline of ice dance, the basic skating skills, the ability to glide, the depth of the edge, the flow, and of course the performance takes center stage.
Warm-up time is over. Skaters, please exit the ice. Thank you.
And here we go. These skaters will have to wait for over a half an hour or around a half an hour before their turn. So they may take their skates off or certainly keep walking and keep pacing. Everyone's a little bit different how they handle that time. Our first team represents Japan. 31-year-old Masato Komatsubara and 32-year-old Tim Koleto. They were 9th in the rhythm dance with a 64.12. They'll skate the free to Loving You and Love Grows by Barbra Streisand.
You have to face the truth. You have to let me go. I can't. You don't understand. Loving you.
The Twizzles.
It's not a choice. It's who I am. Loving you is not a choice and not much reason to rejoice, but it gives me hope. Gives me voice to say to the world, this is why I live. You are why I live. Can't you see it's over? I don't believe that. Loving you.
Still, it's the 1 foot
Loving you is not in my control, but loving you, I have a goal for what's left of my life. I will live and I would die for you.
Don't say that,
Then say you don't love me.
but you know I do. Loving you is not a choice, it's who I am. Loving you is not a choice, and not much reason to rejoice.
Gives me purpose, gives me price to say to the world, this is why I live.
Beautiful position in the stand spin. Combination lift, curve. Now the second curve lift. Wow, ice dance, it's a sport, but it's also a thing of beauty. And this team wanted to loosen up a little bit after the rhythm dance. A little tight yesterday, and really feel the program, and that they did. A special moment between the two, shared with thousands in the arena. This team is married, and the feelings that they have for the sport and for each other, you can see it. And how special is that? What a beautiful performance. We'll take a look at some of the elements. The Twizzles, they started out the program both level 4 with a nice GOE of 1.56. They have an 8.40 for that first element. Good score. And we can see just before they get started in the program, looking at each other with a smile. There's the Twizzles. Arms extended for a feature. 2 to 4 steps between the first and second set. Nice unison. The 1 foot section skating side by side. That is very difficult to get high level. Level 2 for Masato, level 1 for Tim. Dance spin into level 4. All 4 features with a 1 point GOE. That is the quality. Judges will apply more scores for positive quality as we take a look at the first curve lift. Wow, so difficult. Up and over the shoulders, change position, stands on his legs, changes direction to the second curve. It may look beautiful, but that is not easy.
What a special moment.
For them.
The score, please.
There is a coaching team that you will see a
Komatsubara
lot
and Koleto組のトップ
during this event. Marie-France Debray, Roman
103.40
Hagenauer out of Montreal. Let's take a look at the score. 103.49 for the free dance. They look pretty happy with that. They're the first team out in the event.
Score for Misato Komatsubara and Tim Koleto is 100.
Smiles all the way around. Looking just to get better, just to get comfortable, continue their development throughout the season.
2番ロレイン・マクナマラ
Our next team represents the United States of America, 24-year-old Lauriault McNamara and 25-year-old Anton Spiridonov. They're eighth after the rhythm dance. They're coached by Alexei Kilikov. And the season's best of 104.02. They'll need a 101.97 to take the lead. And they will skate the free dance to chalkboard. A deal with chaos camping by Johansson. The entrance of the Twizzles. Well done. Speed lift to that curve lift. Combination. choreographic steps coming right at the judging panel. Well, what a beautiful performance. I just get caught up in the free dance. Each one is so individual. How does one really tell the difference between two beautiful but vastly different performances? So difficult. The judges have so much detail to look at, as does the technical panel, of course. We leave that to them, but we get the pure joy of the music and the movement. Oh, this team has such quiet blades. They carry their speed and momentum throughout the program. They accelerate seemingly without effort. Such strong skating skills. They're greeted by their coach, Alexei Kilikov. You have to move like one with two. Here's the twizzles. Good unison, hands above the head. The steps in between. Here's a look at the dance spin that is in at a level 4, of course. You rarely see the lifts or the spins at this level less than a 4, unless there was a mistake in there. The 1 foot section, level 3 for both. So that is very strong. Total of 7.16 for that 1 foot section. And there's the look of the combination of the curve lift. Beautiful statuesque pose. And then change direction and change position. Just beautifully delivered. The pickup over the shoulder, rolling onto the back, into the rotational lift. That is also at level 4 as well. So their season's best is a 104.02, and they'll hope to come close to that here. The total best is a 167.77. We'll see what this score will be, but regardless, that was a very strong performance. Well done. I'm sure little details here and there that will continue to be worked on as they approach their national championship.
Scores, please.
Here we go.
McNamara, Spiridonov 含みの得点。102.1。
Well, they have a free dance score
総合得点
of 102.19. That is second in the free dance. Wow. The season's best of a 167.84 total competition score, and they will take the lead
現在の順位は第1
as the
位。
second team out.
The total score for Lauriault, McNamara, and Spiridonov
So,
is 167.
Judging the reaction, not what they wanted. Work to be done, but certainly the base of this team is so strong. Wonderful program. Much more to come.
3番、マリー・シャドン・ロリオ、ロマン・ルギャク組、カナダ。
Our next team from Canada, 27-year-old Marie
Marie
Jade Lauriault and 28-year-old Roman Le Gac. 116.40 is their season's best skating to Corpse Bride. stationary lift. She's holding on just behind his neck. Unfortunate fall. Interesting detail and nuances throughout this program. Great straight line lift. This team is amazing. They are storytellers. They shine in their characters. No matter what the theme, it dictates the choreography, the nuances, and the difficulty. And we saw a lot of that throughout this program. They have to remain committed to the character, and even with that mistake, they did not let that show throughout the rest of the program. They'll be disappointed, and we'll see that disappointment perhaps now or in the kiss and cry, but not through the program. Beautifully delivered, brilliantly choreographed. So much fun. You never know what they're going to bring to the ice, but you can be guaranteed it is always entertaining and at the high level. Of course, they're disappointed with that fall. We're talking the sport part of this now. Here we see the opening. So well set, the character. There's, in this sport, a lot of acting as well that takes the energy of the character as well as performing the technical detail. We look at the 1 foot section. This is in at a level 2 for Guignard and level 3 for Roman. Just the details of the turns, something maybe a little short. And as we take a look at the twizzles, clockwise, let's see what happens on the second set here. For Mercier, grabs the blade, gets a little bit too much on the toe pick, changes the edge, can't keep the balance, was trying to hang on to the blade and takes the fall. You can see a little bit of a smile there. Part of the dance spin. Every position related to the character, every action and piece of choreography tells the story. Watch his flip up under the shoulders, holding, now what? Just the back of the head. The work that goes into the choreography to be different every year is so difficult for the skaters to deliver, but for the choreographers to create. And there are two of the creators of that choreography, Roman Hagenauer, Marie-France Debray. Brilliant. And now they'll move on and keep their eyes focused on the national championships in Canada coming up in Calgary in January. And having a home world championships in Montreal, every dance team that trains in Montreal, and there are many, will want to be there in attendance. Well, their season's best was a 116.40. They will not see that here because of that mistake. It's really costly. With a 188.32 overall. But at this stage of the season, this is experience being gained, and fine-tuning will come as they move toward the national championship. They're not in the running for the final, so they'll take this and make the improvements back home as they move forward. Let's take a look at the free dance score at 104.91. That is first in the free dance so far. Even with that fall, you can see the qualities overall in the program. That's a good indication. With a 176.26, Mercier and Roman take over the lead. Brilliant. Tough night. Our next team represents the United States of America, 21-year-old Emily Bratti and 23-year-old Guignard and Somerville, fifth at U.S. Nationals, and sixth this season in the Cup of China. They're sixth after the rhythm dance. They'll need a 104.80 to take the lead.
Il faut oublier, tout peut s'oublier, qui sont faits déjà, oublier le temps des malentendus, le temps perdu, de savoir comment oublier ces heures qui tuaient parfois.
Beautiful held edge between the twizzles.
Jusqu'à
Fabulous speed in that dance spin. Curve lift. First curve, change position, change hold, second curve.
On a vu souvent rejaillir le feu de l'ancien volcan qu'on croyait trouver. Il part-il des terres brûlées dans plus de mai qu'un meilleur avril. Et combien soir le ciel flamboie, le rouge et noir s'y pousse-t-il. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, je ne vais plus pleurer, je ne vais plus parler, je me cacherai là à te regarder danser, sourire. T'écouter, chanter et puis rire. Laisse-moi devenir l'ombre de ton nom, l'ombre de ta main, l'ombre de ton chien. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas.
Wow. Well, as we see some of the people standing for this very special, delicate, sensitive program, it's so powerful. Ian is simply a star. His ability to present Emily is spectacular. Not to take control, but to be there to frame her work. This team has something very special. And just 21 and 23, so lots of time on their side. Lots of experience being gained here as they come off the ice with big smiles. You could hear a pin drop during that performance in that building. People captivated by the emotion and the quality, the beautiful movement. Wow. Every time I watch all of these skaters, I know it's a sport and I know how hard it is, but I get drawn into the performance, into the emotion. That's exactly what they want you to do. As they see the entrance into the twizzles, hand, that right hand above the head, left in front, a little bit out of sync on that stop of the first set. Step into the second, much better in synchronization. That was so nicely done. Into the level 3 for Emily and level 4 for Ian. So just missing one level on that. They understand the emotion in which they must feel in order to portray it to the audience. It's a story inside for themselves, which others may watch. And they did a beautiful job at that. 109.47 is their season's best and their personal best. We'll see how close they come to that. Captivating performance.
Bratti, Somerville 組の得
Brilliant
点
future. We'll see
111.96
their score for the free dance.
今シーズンの自己最高
Season's
得点を
best,
更新しました
111.96.
総合
Look
得点
pretty happy with that.
183.43
With a 183.43 as Emily and Ian take over the lead.
For Emily Bratti and Ian Somerville is
2 thumbs up. They're thrilled.
They're currently
So are we.
in first place.
Nice. There is a look at the standings so far after the first 4 teams. 5 to come.
And now the skaters of warm-up group number 2 will take the ice. From France, Lauriault Demougeot and Le Mercier. From Finland, Turkkila and Versluis. From Lithuania, Allison Reed and Ambrulevicius. From Great Britain, Lauriault and Gibson. And from Italy, Guignard and Fabbri. Skaters, please start your 5 minutes warm-up.
Well, 5 more interesting, unique, different programs coming up. All outstanding athletes. We take a look at the start order with their results after the rhythm dance. And remember that the start order is always the reverse of the placement after the rhythm dance. There is a look at Lucia and Theo from France. And Lucia said from yesterday, we're really happy with our performance. I think it was the best that we can do. They've spent 3 weeks away from home in China between the Cup of China and NHK. It was tough but rewarding at the same time. We feel like we performed better than in China. We want to continue that in the free dance here today.
Demougeot and Le Mercier.
Well, from Finland, Turkkila and Versluis, both 29 years old, both very accomplished single skaters earlier on in their career, teaming up in 2016, national champions of Finland, 3rd at Europeans, 9th in the world.
At the European Championships. At last week's Grand Prix Series,
This will be
Finland
something
placed
special.
3rd. Representing Finland, Turkkila and Versluis.
They were bronze medal winners in Espoo just last week. So 2 weeks back-to-back, moving from Finland to Japan. All that travel and time change, not easy. We take a look at Allison Reed and Ambrulevicius from Lithuania. Allison has said with such a high energy program from last year, the crowd was really a game changer yesterday. We did some technical changes since Skate Canada worked on some turns. We think the changes really paid off. They practice on Wednesday the same ice with her sister Kathy. We're excited to be at the same event here at NHK. And talk about a different approach and a different program. You'll see it here in Lauriault and Louis Gibson. As we take a look at their start order for their elements. Lauriault said Japan is our favorite place to compete. It's just one of a kind. Our objective for this season is to work on skating skills. They're already pretty good. Also on turns to improve our technical strength. And Lewis said we want the crowd to feel our love for skating and see what a great sport figure skating is. And there are the leaders after the rhythm dance, 34-year-old Charlene Guignard and 35-year-old Marco Fabbri. And Marco said, from yesterday, we felt very good. Similar as in France, we got a little bit a lower score because of the levels, which they know, and they'll work on that. Already last season, it was always close between us, Lila and Lewis. So we're used to this situation, how tight the competition is. Well, for those of you out there watching on this, although it's a sport, we'll talk a little bit about the elements and the scores that they get, but sit back, enjoy the performance, the brilliance of art on ice, really. It can be so captivating, so full of emotion, full of storytelling, and some you'll favor over others. Not from a sport perspective, perhaps, with a lot of detail, but from a performance perspective. We'll keep you up to date. There are 3 components. Remember, there's that added score, not just the technical, the composition of the program, the performance of the program, and the skating skills throughout that program. The score is out of 10. These top teams will be in the high 8s, mid 9s. And they're so strong that any little mistakes they make, very difficult to see. When you see a major mistake like a fall, we can clearly see that, but little edges that are wrong, the judges see it, the technical panel sees it. Difficult for the general fan, a lover of our sport. Our first team represents France. 21-year-old Lucia Demougeot and 24-year-old Theo Le Mercier. And again, it'll be a completely different. They'll need a 109.86, different style of program as they'll skate to clear the loop. Spin, great speed, beautiful positions. Wonderful pickup into the stationary lift. Combination into the rotation. Beautifully timed to the music. Wow, what drama. What a powerful performance. You could hear the audience in the background throughout this program as they stand and recognize this wonderful young French team.
Demougeot and Le Mercier組の演技でした。
This team just continues to get better, more dynamic. And this discipline brings the audience all sorts of different emotions. If you're watching the junior ice dance, you can quite often tell the weaknesses that are still there. But in the seniors, you don't see many weaknesses at all. They come in such small detail. And how interesting is it that a number of these teams are working so close to the judges in their zone. That would not have years ago been, well, not it's legally acceptable, but people wouldn't venture too close to the judges' boards. But now you see it quite often. Is it intimidating? Maybe. It's also dramatic, impactful. Every head movement, every arm movement. Carefully, patiently delivered as we take a look at the dance spin, starting off the program with a level 4. Here's the twizzles. Good speed, entering a little bit out of sync, just slightly on that first set. They both have a level 4 with a 1.77 GOE. That's a quality score. They're gathering 8.61 for the one element of the twizzles. Here's a look at the pickup over the shoulder. Oh, amazing. And you can see here starting the stationary lift now, moving out of it, pushing across the ice in that combination stationary to rotational lift. Both in at a level 4 with a 3.43 GOE, so a great quality score. Now their season's best is a 110.31. And I think they're going to come pretty close to that. Their best total score is a 180.10. They should be happy not only with this performance, but perhaps with the scores. We'll find out right now.
114.18 今シーズンの自己最高得点
There it is, the season's best, 114.18. You can see Theo just going, whoa. 187.76 for Lucia and Theo from France. They take the lead.
Is 187.76. They're currently in first place.
What a great job. What a great feeling.
Yulia Turkkila, Matthias Versluis組
Our next team represents Finland.
Number 6, representing Finland,
Julia Turkkila and Matthias Versluis, both 29 years of age. National champions of Finland. Their season's best, 118.15. Stationary lift, moving into the rotational combination. Beautiful. Look at the work over the shoulders. The twizzles. Between the first set and the second. Bit of a challenge getting into that straight line lift. Brilliant choreographic work and delivery, the choreographic steps. Oh, this team of Julia and Matthias are simply mesmerizing. They hold your attention. The music is quiet, it's soft.
Julia Turkkila, Matthias
Every movement
Versluis組の演技でした。
captivate your attention. Wow, brilliant. No major mistakes. Just a little bit of a bobble on the pickup of that straight line lift, but nothing that should cost them as they take a look at the elements on the judges' score. The straight line lift is solid, comes in at a plus GOE, a quality score of 1.10 as they greet the coach coming off the ice. This choreographic work must be so precise. It's all about angles and about what the judges see. You take a look at the stationary lift off the top, moving quickly across the ice, pushing with the blades for ice coverage, up and over the shoulder. Again, that is not easy as you're moving across the ice, turning. It's beautiful, but it's not easy. Here's the twizzles, second set. Arms in front, little bit of a lean there for Matthias, but no problem. Both actually in a level 3 for Matthias, level 4 for Julia. So there was just a little bit of a bobble there. Here is the pickup. Up and over the shoulder. And then right into the spread eagle, going straight down. Watch the blade is just slipping a little bit on his leg, and she doesn't get up into that pose very quickly. But no reduction of score. It just visibly just something that small, very small little problem. A dance spin, all level 4 as well with a 1.69 GOE. So a good almost 8 points on that one element. We see the final choreographic moves. Nice. Well, 118.15 is their season's best.
Turkkila Versluis 組の得点 116.35.
And here they have a 116.35, just a couple points short of their season's best. That is first in the free dance with a 191.01 total score for the competition, and they will take over the lead
191.01. They're currently in first place.
with 3 teams to come.
7番アリソン・リード Saulius
Our next team
Ambrulevicius
represents Lithuania. Allison Reed and Saulius Ambrulevicius.
Allison Reed and Saulius Ambrulevicius.
And this season they captured the bronze medal in Vancouver. They'd like to finish the Grand Prix season with another medal. So skate to Enough of Our Machines and Children by Tokyo Myers. We'll start with the stationary lift into the rotational combination. Solid set of twizzles. entry into the dance spin. Well, a completely different approach, different style to the teams that we've seen a little earlier, more immersed in emotion. This, not so much, but brilliant nevertheless. That's what makes this discipline so entertaining, so unique, something different every team out. The judge's job and the technical panel to dissect the program to the detail of the sport requirements, and to also feel the emotional engagement of the athletes. We see the stationary lift moving across the ice, accelerating, full split. Both lifts in at level 4, where the plus GOE is 3.70, so 14.5 points for that one element. There's the twizzles, just a little bit out of sync. Level 4 for both with a 2.18 GOE, so added score to for the quality. Another 9 points, second element. There's that pickup up over the shoulders. There's the curve lift. That's the level 4. Look at Allison, the hands on the boot, right hand on the boot. Closing pose right there. Beautiful. So nice to be different.
The score, please.
As we see, a look for brother Chris. Marie-France Debray in the kiss and cry. The free dance score. 118.15, season's best. That is first in the free dance, and double fist pump by Celius. Wow, they're thrilled. There it is, 196.86 as they take over the lead. There's been no movement so far. Now, want something different? Here it is.
Representing Great Britain,
24-year-old Lila Fear, 29-year-old Lewis Gibson from Great Britain. 126.04, their personal best, their season's best at Skate Canada, week number 1. They'll skate to Rocky. whistles. Brilliant.
There's an hour took my chances so many times. You traded passion for glory, and he's watching us all with the
Beautiful curve left. Choreographic sliding moves at the end of the program. Wow. Everyone on their feet. The energy, the physicality of this program for everyone to see. It's so different. They presented this at Skate Canada in Vancouver, and although it was good, the audience did not react like this audience. Everybody on their feet. Such contrasting styles and presentation. The physicality of each dance team is there, even in the soft music. But this is for everyone to see. The theme of Rocky, dressed like that. The power pose, the energy throughout. And they look like they had a lot of fun. The tiger came out, as Mary Franz say, and it did. Wow. This is such a different approach in ice dance. Who would have thought that Rocky would be the theme? Doesn't seem that it would fit the ice dance world. And some, although some may not like it, have to admit this is unique and it's different and it's special. It serves this team and the audience extremely well. Well, everything in that curve lift and rotational lift, level 4 for both of them, in at a 4.53 GOE. Now, the highest score you can get on a GOE, which is the grade of execution, the quality score, is 5. And that's as close as I have seen an element, at least in this competition. 15.43 points for that one element. Amazing. Well, 118.15. Let me repeat that. 118.15 is their season's best. 120.65 is their personal best. I think you're going to see a score that even they will be surprised. There it is. And look at the audience in the background starting to feed off the energy as they rise to their feet. In recognition, support, and enthusiasm for what they just saw.
Thank you so much. The score, please.
Stand by, Rocky. You're about.
フィア・ギブソン組の得点 130.26 今シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました
There it is.
総合得点
130.26 with a 215.19. That is simply incredible.
Score for Liva Fear and Lewis Gibson
They
is
raced to the lead.
215.19.
One team to
They're
come.
currently in
Wow.
first place.
That shocked them to the soul with one team who had to hear that score. They're on the ice. There they are.
9番
They're looking okay.
マルコ・ファブリ組
How do we beat Rocky? Here it is. 34-year-old Charlene Guignard, 35-year-old Marco Fabbri from Italy, the leaders after the rhythm dance as they take to the ice, knowing it has to be brilliant and without a mistake if they want to retain that position. And they'll skate through the sheets from Emily. Twizzles, simply brilliant. Such a difficult entry into that curve lift. Combination into rotation. Entrance into the dance spin. stationary lift. Close the program. And again, the fans stand for brilliance, completely different than what we saw in Rocky. The music, the theory of everything. The coach, Barbara Fusapoli. And I have a question for the audience, for those of you watching. How do you judge the differences? The similarities are easy. They're elements. They're defined by rules. And that is taken care of by the technical panel and the judges. But the human aspect of this sport, I would not know. Completely a different range of emotions and feelings. All brilliant. The ability to focus on your job after what you saw with Lila and Lewis, knowing that your program is completely different. Take care of the technical, and they did. 1 foot section in at level 3 for both. The twizzles, level 4 for both. The GOEs all in the mid to high 2s and 3s. Their season's best is a 127.92. They'll need to come close to that. They'll need to beat that. They need a 129.94. Take the gold. To win the free dance, but we'll see. This is going to be ever so close. With a kiss. Sealed with a kiss. You can only have control over your own job, and both these teams, all three of them, were brilliant on this night as they wait for the final result.
The scores, please.
And we all benefited from the brilliance here. The final Grand Prix free dance event. The free dance score. 129.29, the season's best. It's second in the free, they understand that. But this is the score that's needed. 214.56. And that'll put Charlene and Marco in the second place. There it is, Lila and Lewis. The Great Britain win 215.19 to 214.56. Ever so close. Yeah. They're all incredibly brilliant. They all should be celebrated. It'll set up quite the battle for the rest of the season. The European Championships, the 4 continents, and the big stage in Montreal, the World Championship in March.
The competition for the women's free skating will start at 1.
Oh, there's a lot of joy right there with coach and skaters. We take a look at the final results in the ice dance event. Lila Fear, Lewis Gibson, 215.19. Charlene Guignard, Marco Fabbri, Italy, 214.56. And in third, Allison Reed and Celulius Ambrulevicius, 196.86. They take the bronze, the second bronze of the season. Well, as long as I have been involved in this sport, and it has been my entire life, I always wonder how you judge the emotional part of ice dance. You can enjoy it and you can break down the technical, and they do such a wonderful job, but you're human and you're on the panel. How does the difference between Rocky and the rest of the performances impact you. It's all brilliant work. They're all brilliant athletes. Wow, what a great event. You have to love ice dance. Might not know all the detail. You might wonder a little bit here and there, but for pure enjoyment of the art and sport and entertainment, ice dance has it in spades. They hold all the cards.
放送席、そして会場にお越しの皆さん、今年の NHK 杯アイスダンス優勝、ライラ・フィアー選手とルイス・ギブソン選手です。まずフィアー選手、優勝を決めてどんなお気持ちですか？
So first, Laia, tell us how you feel now.
I'm shaking. I'm so over the moon, so honored and excited. We absolutely love competing in Japan. The audience was so warm and welcoming, and to win our first Grand Prix here, it means so, so much.
はい、今私まさに震えています。もう本当にこの世にいないような感じで、もう本当に嬉しくて、何よりも光栄でした。日本の温かいお客様の前で私たちグランプリの初優勝を決めることができました。ありがとうございます。
ギブソンさん、合計得点は自己ベストを更新しました。得点が出た瞬間の気持ちというのはどうでしたか？Louis,
season best. What was going through your mind when you saw that?
Oh my gosh. Just to get that 130 in the free dance is amazing. It always feels like such a challenge. But yeah, just to get our highest score so far this season always feels amazing. So I'm so satisfied.
いやもうびっくりでした。フリーランスで130を取るというのは本当に大きなチャレンジなんですね。その最高点をシーズンの出すというのを毎回嬉しいんですけれども、ここで出せたのは本当に良かったなと思っています。
ピア選手、今大会の優勝で去年に続いて2回目のグランプリファイナルへの出場も決まりました。
So Laia, you won your second ticket to the Grand Prix final again this season. What's going through your mind?
Excitement. It was such a wonderful experience to do our first Grand Prix final last year and to compete with so many high-level athletes. It was a true honor, so we're really, really excited to win our second ticket.
そうですね、もうとにかく今はワクワクしています。昨シーズン初めてグランプリファイナルに進出して非常にレベルの高い選手たちと同じリンクで戦えたことは私たちにとっても非常に栄誉あることだったと思います。そして2回目のチケットを手にした今もうワクワクしています。
NHK 杯は4回目の出場。ウィソンさん、日本での大会はどんなものになりましたか？
So Louis, this is your fourth NHK trophy. What is it turning out to be like?
The best one yet. I think for us, we just love to return to Japan every single time. Everyone is so warm and welcoming here, and it just makes the competition so fantastic.
はい、もう今回がベストな大会になりました。日本は毎回来るたびに皆さんが温かく迎えてくださるので楽しいんですけれども、本当に最高です。
本当に優勝おめでとうございました。
Congratulations and good luck.
NHK 杯アイスダンス優勝、ライラ・フィアー選手、ルイス・ギブソン選手でした。放送席どうぞ。
there is one very happy and thrilled dance couple from Great Britain, Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson. I'm not sure they expected this. Sometimes the greatest moments in life are not foreseen. They're just experienced. Now, not at the moment, but as they move forward in the season, well, their expectations, their self-expectations continue to grow as to the possibilities as they will enter a World Championships in Montreal, where they train, where they live. We will see. Take a brief look back at the top three. Alison Reed and Saulius Ambrulevicius from Lithuania. They win their second bronze. Alison skating in front of her sister here in Japan that she knows so well. Such a strong and detailed and different dance. As we take a look at the silver medalists, the leaders after the rhythm dance, Charlene Guignard and Marco Fabbri, brilliant in their own form. Skated last, skated brilliantly. But a completely different number. Look at this weaving around Marco to get into the dance spin. Simply marvelous. Not an easy position to skate last after Rocky, as they sealed it with a kiss. And we take a look at Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson on this night. They were champions. It was a battle. But they came back punch after punch and delivered for the moment some brilliance. As the fans rose and they were about to be delivered a huge number of 130 for the free dance. Absolutely stunning. Up next, the women's free program in about 10 minutes. You won't want to miss that. Stay with us.